Hi, my name is Fern COF, and today I'm going to be talking about elephants and why their extinction could cause many ecosystems to collapse, with the supporting claims that elephants are a keystone species, trees depend on them for survival, and species require these trees to live, causing a domino effect that will eventually cause the destruction of ecosystems. Once common throughout Africa and Asia, the elephant population has been rapidly declining in the past century due to poachers slaughtering an estimated one every 15 minutes to fuel the illegal ivory trade. In the 40s, it was estimated that there were as many as 3 to 5 million elephants, but numbers have dropped by over 60% in the last 10 years. Some people discount the decline in the number of elephants due to the belief that elephants are harmful to the environment. But according to the Pachyderm Wildlife Conservation International, studies that suggest that elephants are harmful were conducted without a natural setting and therefore have inaccurate results. They stated that conducted studies were conducted in national parks. Not surprisingly, these studies stressed the negative impact of elephants. The issue is that the elephants were compressed by human pressures. Large animals in small spaces are bound to crush plants and lower biodiversity, but in their natural habitats, they are actually beneficial. I have volunteered at the San Diego Wild Animal Park, where they have one of the last 3 northern white rhinos, and therefore, because of this, they constantly promote conservation of species, including elephants. This is why I'm arguing that the extinction of elephants would cause many ecosystems to collapse. My first claim is that elephants are a keystone species. In World Elephant Day, they give the explanation that elephants are a keystone species. It means they create and maintain the ecosystems in which they live and make it possible for plant and animal species to live in those environments as well. The World Wildlife Foundation supports my first claim with the quote, "Elephants help maintain forests and savanna ecosystems for other species and are integrally tied to rich biodiversity. Elephants directly influence forest composition and density and create clearings and gaps in the canopy that encourage tree regeneration and reduce bush cover to create an environment favorable to a mix of browsing and grazing animals." My second claim is that many species of trees depend on elephants for survival. The World Wildlife Foundation portrays that there is a correlation between lower elephant populations and fewer trees. They state that the seeds of many plants are dependent on passing through an elephant's digestive system before they can germinate. It is calculated that at least a third of these species in Central African forests rely on elephants to help with dispersal and germination. Also supporting this second claim that many species of trees depend on elephants is a study from 2013 that elephants can't be replaced by other seed dispersal species. The study revealed that there are no alternative partners for seed dispersal for the majority of megafungal trees, which are actually elephant dependent. If they can't be replaced, these species could die. My third claim goes along with my first and second claim to support my main claim that if elephants go extinct, ecosystems could die. My third claim is that many animals require these species for their food and habitats. The World Wildlife Foundation upholds this claim with the quote, "The presence of elephants helps to maintain suitable habitats for many other species. They play a pivotal role in shaping their habitat because of the enormous impact they have on factors ranging from freshwater to forest cover. The loss of elephants gravely affects many species that depend on elephant-maintained ecosystems and causes major habitat chaos and a weakening to the structure and diversity of nature itself. To lose elephants is to lose an elephant caretaker, an environmental caretaker." My last claim strongly correlates with the others. It is that when elephants die off, other parts of the ecosystem begin to die too. The article Road to Extinction by Brian Steller states that tree species dominant in elephant habitats rely on the gentle giants to disperse their seeds and keep populations healthy. Without elephants, these tree species may face a crisis of local extinctions in less than a century. In conclusion, I have argued that the extinction of elephants would cause many ecosystems to collapse by stating that elephants are a keystone species, many species of trees depend on elephants for survival. Many animals in turn require these trees for food and habitats, and when elephants die off, other parts of the ecosystem begin to die too.
All right, Fern, you identify what the topic is, but the way you phrase the proposition, it still sounds like it's an informative speech. You're going to tell us why the extinction of elephants is going to result in this particular outcome. A cause-effect claim is supposed to be a claim of fact, but the way you proceed this with the phrase why this is going to happen makes it sound like it's an explanation rather than an argument. The notion that there's controversy on this, I could see that you're trying to set that up at the beginning, and I remember talking to you about this a little bit, where maybe the negative impact of elephants on the national preserves that they have in those habitats over there is used as a justification for not worrying about them very much, although I don't know that anybody's using it as a justification to hunt them down and kill them. I think that you need a stronger explanation about why this is a problem. Not so much why the elephant disappearing is a problem, but why is the elephant disappearing? That there's a lack of enforcement of the poaching laws, that there are loopholes in the preserve system, that the penalties aren't high enough, that there's not enough enforcement. That seems to me like where most of the controversy is going to end up being here. And you kind of stay away from what's controversial about this and just talk about the issues related to the natural process of how the elephant fits into the ecosystem. I don't know how much dispute there will be on that. Although there might very well be some room, given that the elephants have disappeared from large tracts of land, apparently, since we have so many fewer of them than we once had. The question would then be, well, what's the impact been on the environment in those places where the elephants have vanished from, or where there are many fewer of them? That would maybe be one of the presses that the response speaker could be looking for on this point. I did think that you did a reasonable job providing us with source citations for some of the information we heard from the World Wildlife Federation 2 or 3 times. I had some statistical information talking about how a third of the trees require elephants as part of the seeding process. That was okay. The absence of other species to be able to replace them, I thought that was a good point to have in there to suggest that in fact they are in fact a keystone species. All 3 of these points are closely intertwined with one another, so we do have a chain argument that's going on here. The notion that elephants are going to disappear, I think you need to spend a little bit more time showing how that's likely or probable under the existing circumstances, especially ones where we are not acting actively enough to address that issue. And then that would be the controversy, I think, in this argument. Because the stuff that talks about how elephants influence the environment and how they are incredibly important to the trees and that sort of thing, I don't know that there's controversy on that. It just, like I said, it seems informational to me. All right, thank you.